And welcome everyone here to Best Mullet Field on the campus of Hesston College. Rusty Witcher with you here on the Lark Network as we're getting closer for another conference softball game as the Red Ravens of Coffeyville in town for today's doubleheader. And these two teams met up last year when all the world came to a crashing halt on March 13th. So hopefully we'll get through that. Starting lineup here for both squads coming up. But first things first, whether you're a fan of the Larks, fan of the Red Ravens in this Battle of the Birds, tell us who you are, who you're watching, where you're watching from. Any questions, comments, and feedback about this live Lark cast, please send us a text, 620-217-1465. Numbers right there on screen. Tell us, like we said, who you are, who you're watching, and where you're watching from. And we'll get to it. Erica's up here in the box. She'll give you life advice. She already told us that. So if you have any questions like that, Erica will give you life advice. She's experienced. Starting lineup here for the visiting Red Ravens. They come in today 5-17 and 4-10 in Jayhawk Conference to play. The left fielder, number 4, Tyra Al. And now followed by the second baseman, number 11, Chrislyn Mays to bat second. Gracie Hilburn, the shortstop, bats third. Maddie Tadris, the center fielder, batting fourth with Addie Black, the designated player, in the 5 slot. 6-hole hitter is Ariel Herrera, the first baseman, followed by the catcher, Aliyah Ahmed, batting seventh. The 8th-hole hitter, right fielder, number 2, Asia Brown, and rounding out the order is Kylie Chumley. For the Larks, it's the same defensive alignment. Mariah Gilmartin is out there in left field. Lexi Sylvie in center. Olivia Nava over there in right. Kimbo Hobson, one of the leading Lark hitters over there, the hot corner. Jessie Miranda, the mainstay up the middle, flanked to her left by Izzy Kane. Katie Allen is over there at first base. Marissa is behind the dish, and Natalie Fisher on the pitching circle, or in the circle, we should say. Fisher's numbers on the season. She has appeared in 7 games, 3-3, with a 49 innings pitch. She has a save to her credit, 90 hits allowed, 66 runs, 49 of which were earned, 23 walks and 21 strikeouts, and 7.00. Temperatures hovering right about 50 degrees, and there's a little bit of moisture. Looks like a little bit of haze out there as Al steps in and starts off with a ball. The wind wants to blow kind of out. We'll call it kind of out today. Fisher misses inside to Al, and the count quickly 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 is across top corner of the zone for a strike. Our count 2 balls, 1 strike. Lots of Lark action coming up. And the 2-1, lined foul left side. And the count quickly even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Al came into today 23 of 66 for a 348 batting average. As a team, Coffeyville hitting 355. So the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Changeup popped up. That will stay on the infield. Kimbo underneath it in the coaching box. And there's 1 away. That brings up Chrislyn Mays. Mays, 20 of 61 in 19 games. A 328 batting average, 14 runs driven. She is tied for second on this Red Ravens squad for RBIs. 28, 7 doubles, and a home run for Mays. And Mays is a freshman from Norman, Oklahoma, and she takes a strike. So Fisher quickly ahead. Natalie deals. That one popped up. Marissa will run out of real estate, and the count quickly 0-2 to Mays. So the 0-2 delivery, changeup popped out of play. And we're already into the foul ball count of about 1 billion, it feels like. It sure does seem like we have a lot of foul balls in women's fast pitch softball at the junior college level. Not this time. That's a little looper. That will drop. That's going to be an infield single. That's over the glove of Kimbo. Kimbo couldn't do anything. And Mays has herself a little bloop single. And a runner aboard here for Coffeyville with one away for Gracie Hilburn, the shortstop. And Hilburn, the third leading hitter on this Red Ravens squad with a .492 batting average with 32 hits and 65 at-bats. 3 doubles and 13 runs driven in for Hilburn, the lefty. Changeup drifts high. Hilburn is a 5'2" freshman catcher from Valley Mills, Texas. That pitch missed upstairs for a ball. That's a looper. That's going to find some green out there. Right side base knock for Hilburn. So back-to-back singles in the Red Ravens with a little something brewing early on for Maddie Tadris. Tadris, the freshman from Owasso, Oklahoma. Tadris, 20 of 68 in 20 games. So there's the Red Raven stats not quite up to date. They are 5 and 17, but the stats I pulled off the NJC, they're missing a couple games. So we're just going with what we can find. A little change drifts low in the dirt for a ball. Got a lot of Lark action coming up. We'll talk about that moving forward. That little looper drifting in, and a nice running catch by Olivia. Throw to third at Kimbo. And we're going to have some type of a call. I'm not sure if we have, looks like we're going to get, they got her for leaving early, so a double play on the fly out to right, and Mays leaving early, and the Larks quickly shut the door on a potential threat. So we'll go to the bottom of the first. Coming up, taking a look here at the lineups for the Larks. Jessie Miranda to lead this off. Lexi Sylvie batting second, played center field. Kimberlyn Hobson, the third baseman, will bat third. Madison Rosales, designated player in the cleanup spot, followed by Mariah Gill-Martin, batting fifth. Marissa Harrison, the mainstay catcher behind the dish, bats in the sixth spot. Katie Elena is the first baseman, batting seventh. Izzy Kane will bat eighth. She plays second base. Olivia Nava rounds that order over and tries to get things started. Couple things coming up here. The Lark world. Men's and women's soccer play Saturday. Women at 5, men at 7:30 right here over Sievert Field, right to our west. Softball will be at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We'll have that game here on the Lark Network. And the baseball team is on the road for this weekend. So action right away here for the Larks, trying to get things started. Defensively, Al is in left field for the Ravens. Tadris in center and Brown over in right. Chumley at third base, Hilburn at short, Mays over at second, Herrera mans first. Ahmed is behind the dish, and Aubrey Schroyer is in the pitching circle. Schroyer has appeared in 14 games, started at 11. She's 1-4 with 1 save, 5 complete games, 57 1/3 innings pitched. She has surrendered 111 hits, 92 runs, 72 were earned, with 29 walks, 24 strikeouts, and an earned run average of 8.79. Looking at the stats, though, that might be the Coffeyville can stick a little bit, but they struggle on the mound, it looks like, as their team ERA is 9.72. So Jayhawk Conference softball. Jessie Miranda will start us off. Jessie's numbers will go up. There's some discrepancies in the stats, and that's one thing we were talking about, so keep checking those. The stats I have, Jessie is 35 for 69 with a 5.07 batting average, 31 stolen bases, but we think there's going to be some additions because a game was cleared, so I think her stolen base numbers will go up. Jessie, Lexi, and Kimberlyn all due up here in this first inning, bottom of the frame. You can change that on my scoreboard. There we go. Bottom one. And fans starting to make their way here. Definitely a damp day, 50 degrees at first pitch, cloudy.